I was shocked last year when a guy I hired on Fiverr did a better job mastering my track than Abbey Road Studios. So now I've got a new mix that needs mastering. So I decided to try and find some more hidden talent on Fiverr. So first, let me show you the mix that needs mastering. This is a song I recorded with the band If I'm Lucky out of Orlando, Florida, and I have a vlog about that entire recording and mixing session, which you can check out after this video. So the first thing I did was search on Fiverr for rock, punk, or metal mastering, and that got me to 56 results. I figured anyone able to charge more than 60 bucks for a master or 80 Canadian isn't really a hidden talent, so I eliminated those, but that still left me with 50 options. So I hired the 2 top-rated sellers, 2 each of the level 1 and level 2 sellers, and then 9 new sellers for a total of 15 test masters. Total budget, $686. Oh, and I got my assistant to handle all of this so that I'm listening completely blind. I have no idea who did what master or how much they cost. 3 days later, I've got all 15 masters back, and I'm ready to listen, and I really hope that one of these is amazing so that I didn't just waste almost 700 bucks. All right, so let's just hear the starting point of my mix one more time. Here's the intro and verse 1.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk, looking like I'm washed up, bad luck.
And then here's the chorus.
I know I drunk on you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape, I know it's nothing new.
All right, so let's hear master number 1.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk, looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone, don't know how I even got home.
Okay, I kind of like the tone of this one right off the bat, but it's not really any louder, maybe just a tiny bit.
I know I drunk on you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape, I know it's nothing new.
Do kind of like the sound of this.
It's always beaches and champagne.
Still have the low end there from the electronic drums.
I came, so got your picture on my phone. I hate the thought of you alone.
Let's check the loudest part of the song.
I know I drunk on you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape, I know it's nothing new. But when you
It's pretty nice, actually. All right, let's check master 2.
stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk,
Uh-oh.
looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a
Oh, man. Well, that's disappointing. This master is instantly eliminated.
it feels like deja vu. I do what we can.
So I sent this mix in 48K, the sample rate, and obviously they mastered it with their session set to probably 44.1, and here's what we ended up with. That's a huge mistake. That's just someone not being careful, not checking their stuff, not really even listening to the original versus, once they bring it into their session and everything. So yeah, that's sad. I don't know whether it was good or not, but that one's gone. All right, let's check out number 3.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk, looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys in a payphone, don't know how I even got home.
So this one's a little bit louder, a little bit more squash, and a little darker.
I know I drunk on you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games, can't escape, I know it's nothing new. But when you slip into my bed, do what we always do.
I kind of like that one. All right, let's keep going. I'll try to flip through a bunch here and see if there's any we can just instantly eliminate.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk, looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone, don't know how I even got home. Popping all these pills just to feel sane, doctor said I'm sick in my.
This one, I feel like they've killed a little too much mid-range.
I know I drunk you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape, I know it.
Just more of a scooped sound, but you need a lot of that mid-range to translate.
I know I drunk on you again, it feels like deja vu.
This is the opposite. They've pushed up a lot in the mid-range. Probably don't love that one. This one's just too quiet. Yeah, version 6. That's just too quiet. It needs to be louder. 6B, so this person sent 2 versions. Looks like this one's a touch louder.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a pay.
In terms of loudness, I want this to be loud. I don't mind the sound of loud masters. At a certain point, it gets diminishing returns, right? It starts to sound too distorted and crunchy, and you lose too much of the dynamics. But this is a modern pop rock, pop punk song. I want it to compete with other modern pop punk records. So I mixed it fairly loud. It's like -10, maybe -9.5 LUFS at the loudest parts in my mix. And I'm expecting the master to go up like at least another dB, if not 2. I've seen a lot of modern rock masters, they're pushing -6, -5 LUFS, which I don't think it needs to be that loud, but I feel like we need it to be at least, -8, -7, kind of in that area. So anything less than that, it's just, even if the tone is good and the sound is good, it's just, it has to be louder. Like, it has to compete out there in the modern landscape. Let's check out number 7.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside.
So here's the loudest. This is going to be tough. Very loud. I'll hang on to it for now.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck.
Pretty good. Okay, that one I'm going to eliminate. It's too bright. All right, we've got 11A, B, and C. Okay, guys, if you get hired to master something, just send one version. Just send one version. I've never worked with a pro top-level mastering engineer who's sending me right off the bat A, B, and C versions. Like, just send one version. That's your job. Your job is to make those decisions and decide, what is the best final sounding product, right? So I really dislike this. The reason I'm sending it to you is so that you can do your job, not put it back to me and make me choose. But let's see what's different about these 3. So it's just a tonality thing. I'd say C is probably the best. So I'll get rid of the other 2.
It's always beaches and champagne, never real friends and real pain. I gotta face my demons or I'll believe them. It's always been my game, so got your picture on my phone. Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up. I know I'm drunk on you again. It feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing.
All right, I'm going to eliminate 13. Just sounds like they've lost a little bit too much fullness here.
Feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing new, but
14 probably didn't go loud enough. This is harder than I thought. Okay, that's the worst one here, I would say. Number 15, it's too loud, it's crushed, it's harsh.
We always do. Now all the voices in my head are screaming deja vu. I'll never drunk on you again. I'm
overly bright, kind of a weird sounding mid-range. All right, I got to find out who did that one. Number 15. Let's see. That was a $54 master, and that was from a new Fiverr seller. Okay, so someone new to Fiverr. So fair enough. All right, need more experience there. All right, so far we've eliminated 3 others, number 2, number 10, and number 13. So let's check out what the prices were there. So number 2, that was a level 2 seller, $30. Let's check out number 10, new seller, $37. And what else did we get rid of? 13, also $37, a level 2 seller though. So right away, along with some new sellers, we've eliminated 2 level 2 sellers, which means they've had a lot more orders, more customers, and more successful projects. So that's interesting that already a couple of those I didn't really think were very good. So you'll notice I didn't volume match anything yet, and that's because I do care about the loudness. I already explained that. Let me also line up the start times of these a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and listen through again, and I'll try to volume match roughly against my mix here. All right, man, this is tough. I'm gonna head over to second chorus. I know I'm drunk on you again. It feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing new, but when you slip into my bed, do what we always do. Now all the voices in my head are screaming deja vu. All right, I'm gonna get rid of number 4. This is just, to me, overly bright. It sounds like they've scooped up some of the mid-range. So it actually just sounds weaker than my mix. I don't think that's gonna sound powerful out in the real world where it's translating. Okay, that was another new seller. So far we've eliminated 3 new sellers. Yeah, I'm not sure about number 9 either. Like when I get a master back, I'm expecting it to sound smoother overall. And this one sounds harsher. There's been a couple like that. Like I don't want to get a master back that sounds more harsh than my original mix. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of 9 as well. And number 9 was from a top rated. Okay, so we've just eliminated one of the top rated mastering engineers on Fiverr. That was a $63 master. Interesting. Okay, I don't want to lose perspective here. I'm just going to listen to my reference playlist a little bit. All right, let's keep going here. All right, number 5, I think we lost too much low end, too much fullness. Number 5 is eliminated, and let's see who mastered number 5. Another top-rated seller. Wow, I've just eliminated both of the top-rated sellers that we hired, and that was probably the most expensive one. It must be. It's the other top-rated. It's $88. All right, this is getting interesting now. I hope we're gonna find a hidden talent here. Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Okay, so this one, number 1, I'm kind of torn on it because I feel like it's not quite loud enough. It almost sounds exactly like my original mix. It does have a nice balance though. I think 6 has got to go. It's close, but if you A/B it with my mix, you can hear that the transients, the punch, just got reduced too much. It sounds a little weaker. Yeah, kick and snare got pushed way down. So 6 is out, and that was another new seller, $46. All right. So this is one of the louder ones. Not bad for being so loud. Let's check it out against one of the other loud ones here. Okay, I need to check this against references again. Yeah, it's too dark. Again, not bad in terms of getting it very, very loud while still maintaining some punch on the drums and everything. The fullness is okay, but it's too dark. We lost too much brightness there. So let's get rid of 11. And that was also the engineer who sent 3 different versions, which I wasn't a fan of that. Another new seller, $46. Okay, we are down to the top 6. Kind of like this one, number 8. They added some polish, which is nice, some extra top end sheen, but didn't lose the fullness in mid-range. Yeah, this one got too honky, too much mid-range added there. Number 12 is Eliminated, a level 1 seller, $63. Okay, down to the top 5.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone. Called you again, it feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing new, but when you slip into my bed, do I?
Yeah, this one sounds a little kind of grungy or something. And just when you flip back and forth between the different masters and then the mix, number 3 kind of stands out as, again, just losing some of the punch of the drums. So we're going to get rid of number 3, another new seller, Eliminated. Man, I don't know how I'm going to choose between these last 4.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone. Don't know how I even got home. Popping all these pills just to feel sane. Doctor said I'm sick in my brain. Remember how you looked last.
Okay, I've got to go back to full loudness here. So check the level on your monitors. I'm going to compare these as they are. And I think all of these top 4, they're pretty good, right? We could move forward and work from these with revisions, but the goal here is to hopefully end up with one that I think is actually good enough to release and put out there without having to do any revisions or anything. So let's listen to them as they are again.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone. Don't know how I even got home. Popping all these pills just to feel sane. Doctor said I'm sick in my brain.
All right, I think I've got to eliminate 14 just out of pure loudness. Again, decent tone of the master and everything, but I think it should have been pushed a little louder. And that's another new seller, Eliminated. Very interesting how the prices range a lot from like $20 to $63. Is that the most expensive new seller? Yeah, very interesting there. So just because you're getting a new seller on Fiverr doesn't mean their rates are necessarily going to be much lower. So now we've got it down to the top 3. We've got 2 kind of middle of the road masters in terms of loudness, and we've got one really loud one, which when you're flipping back and forth, at first it seems maybe a bit too loud, and that might be my final decision. But again, like a lot of the modern masters in this genre, they are really loud like that. So do I want it to compete at that level? I got to keep listening. Number 8's pretty nice. I'm going to actually bring down 7 a little bit.
We're playing games we can't escape.
think number 8 might be better. Yeah, I think 7 just maybe took it a little too far, and we've lost some power and energy here. So let's see who number 7 was. That was a level 1 seller. So I think that means that these remaining 2 masters are both new Fiverr sellers. Okay, this is going to be tough. I'm kind of leaning towards number 8. I think it's a good balance between pushing the volume, but also kind of not destroying the mix. And I'm going to actually pop on my AirPods just to give a final listen. I've been listening on my NS10s this whole time, which is great for judging the overall mid-range and how it's going to translate in the real world. But these are the final real-world test, and I'll also be able to hear a lot of the low end and the sub frequencies with the AirPods.
Stumble out of bed 'cause I'm still drunk. Looking like I'm washed up, bad luck. Left my keys inside a payphone. Don't know. I know I'm drunk on you again. It feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing new.
Tough call.
It's always beaches and champagne. Never real friends and real pain.
Okay, so they both did a good job of maintaining those sub frequencies there. Sometimes when guys try to push their masters really loud, they roll off and compress too much of the low frequencies, and you lose a lot of the low end power. That's not the case in either of these.
I know I'm drunk on you again. It feels like deja vu. We're playing games we can't escape. I know it's nothing new. But when you slip into my bed, do what we always do. Now I'm a
I think it's going to be this one. All right. Second place is going to master number 1. Let's see who did that one. Again, a new seller, $20. That's pretty dang good for $20 on Fiverr. And the winner is going to be number 8. I think this was the best master overall that hit the balance between pushing the level up so it's loud and modern and competitive, but it doesn't sound really too distorted or crunchy. We still have nice punchy drums, and he kind of pumped everything up. Like the low end in the mix sounds bigger and fatter. The subs are nice and meaty there, but there's still a lot of mid-range. It's got the right amount of brightness. I think that I'm pretty happy with this master. So number 8 is the winner. And again, that was a new seller, middle of the road in terms of price, $46. Pretty crazy that it wasn't one of the top rated. It wasn't even one of the level 1 or level 2 sellers on Fiverr that delivered the best master here. I'm never going to trash anyone on this channel, so I'm not going to say who did all the other masters, but I will showcase the guy who did the best one. His name is Daniel Santiago, and I called him up to talk about the master.
I've been following you for I don't know, since 2016 or 17. Yeah.
Oh, no way. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
used to mix a lot of metal. And so, basically I learned how to do it from you and Graham Cochran and a few other people.
So yeah, how long have you been mastering?
Kind of by necessity since 2006. But then I got into mastering seriously in 2020.
Yeah, what did you think of this track when I said it for mastering?
Well, when I first heard this track, I was like, yo, who mixed this? And can they mix my music? That's what I thought, honestly. I was like, dude, this is some serious quality here.
Oh,
Whoever
thanks.
mixes, yeah, they knew what they were doing. But then I was kind of confused because I have a whole bunch of questionnaires and questions for people to answer. There was nothing there except for, I want this to sound like a modern rock song or something. And I was like, okay. So not too much direction. I was like, either they really trust me or yeah, so I'll just do what I do, I guess.
Okay.
But it was really clean, man, super clean. Well, my process usually is first, because I master songs from every type of genre, right? But I'm a metalhead, so this song is right in my ballpark, rock and metal. And so I listen to the track, and then I kind of try to see what's going on with it. What's going on with the EQ? What's going on with the dynamics? What's going on with the performance? What message are they trying to convey and whatnot? And how can I enhance that without ruining this awesome mix? Usually that's how it goes. And I find a lot of ways to do that is automation. So
Oh,
I
really?
don't know if you, yeah, I don't know if you caught it in this song, but the choruses are a full dB louder.
Okay, no, I didn't. It's interesting you say that because my initial impression was like, oh, it's not super loud, like when it kicked in the verse right away. But then I was
Yeah.
checking the courses and I was like, oh, it actually is pretty loud. So that's yeah, I didn't catch that it was automation, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I try to kind of make it like a performance. So the intro and the verse, they're a dB less than the chorus, and then the second verse is actually a half dB less than the
Hmm.
chorus. So it keeps rising and rising, and trying to just, at the very end, it's the loudest, right? So, but
Right.
overall, I want to get the song to a loud level first, so I always set the level first, and then from there, after I do my EQ, my compressions, whatnot, I will automate. That to me, automation is what makes a song comes alive. So that was my process on this song, was basically get the level right, get the EQ right, do a little bit of compression, not even that much. I think I was just tickling a waves compressor, the SSL one, and then automate the hell out of it and have fun with it. And then, when I played it at the end and it was finished, I was like, "Yo, this is a banger."
Mm.
And then that's when I knew it was done. Me personally, I like loud masters and I like loud mixes. So I was shooting for -8 LUS RMS, but I think I hit -7 and -6 at one point.
Yep.
But if you can get there safely to where it's not ruining the mix and it's not ruining the dynamics, I think that's the key. But I do generally like loud ass music, and that's just kind of how I roll. I didn't touch the top end. I
Okay.
did not mess with the top end at all. It didn't needed to be messed with. What I really did was with the midsection, and a little bit of the low end. I did the old full tech punch.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I enhanced that with I think maybe a dB or two. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. But the EQ is already good, so I didn't really need to like, EQ it to hell, right?
Hmm.
And that's part of my process, is listening to it. If the song needs it, then so be it. But this song did not, because if I start adding loads of high end, it's just gonna the vocals are gonna wash out. Everything's gonna start blending together unnecessarily, and I want that good separation. Especially with this mix, I was like, dude, it just sounds great already. Let's just kind of take it to the next level, dude. The first thing I noticed too with that mix was like, it is so freaking loud. It was loud as hell, and I was like, I like this, because then that means he must want it loud, because he didn't give me any direction. So I was like, okay. All I did literally was just lower it, I think 3.5 decibels. So that way it was hitting my compressors right. It was hitting my EQ. But
Yep.
then I kept referencing another thing I wanted to tell you was I kept referencing the original to the one I was working on constantly,
Mm.
making sure that I wasn't destroying um, what you originally sent to me, which of course there was no indication of what you wanted, just other than a loud and clear modern rock song. But another thing I did was I referenced. I think with mastering and mixing, reference tracks are huge. So I used a modern rock song to reference. I used I think it was Anthem 3 by Blink-182. It just dropped,
Yep.
and so that was the reference for this song. And I would compare them, and then I would compare what you sent me originally, just to make sure I'm not destroying things. But I wanted to get it competitive. I wanted to get it loud, and again, just kind of keep the integrity of the song without destroying it, because dude, high end is seductive, man. Like, it's
Mm.
so easy to just be like, oh, this is sounding great, but then it's really not. After you bounce it and everything, you listen to it in the car, like, probably should have just laid off of that. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to do, but really get it loud and improve the song in subtle ways, because I don't have anything like fancy, man. I do all my mixing in the box. I don't have anything fancy. So I have Yamaha HS10s from like 2010 when I first started. I got a KRK 10-inch sub. It's nothing special, right? But I know this gear, and I know how to make the sound that I want to sound from it.
Yeah.
So I think knowing your gear, having a reference, having an idea of where you want to take the song, but just knowing that, hey man, probably don't destroy it.
Where can people find you and check out your website?
Yeah, so my website is danieldesantiago.com. So it's just my name. So that's my artist name, is danieldesantiago.com. Or you can email me at americanmasters@yahoo.com.
If you want to check out Daniel's Fiverr page or website, the links are down below. There's also a link there to check out the band on Spotify, and you can watch this video next to see behind the scenes of the recording and mixing of this song.